In this video, I'll explain how to tag images, tables, and charts in Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. Tagging in the Microsoft Office suite is accomplished by adding a title and a description using the Alt Text tab. Let's start out with tagging images. First, I'll open up a Word document with an image I'd like to tag. Right-click on the image and choose Format Picture. Next, click on the Layout and Properties icon. Now I'll click on the arrow next to the alt text to open up its properties. The title and field should consist of a brief description of the image. I'll type in my title. The description field is generally used when the content is too complex and a longer description is necessary. I'll type in my description. The procedure for tagging images in PowerPoint and Excel is the same as in Word. Let's now tag an image in PowerPoint. I'll open up my PowerPoint file. In this slide, I'll right-click on the image and choose Format Picture. Click on Size and Properties, and open up the Alt Text properties where I can add the title and description. Finally, we'll look at Excel and tag an image. I'll open up my Excel file and go to the image to be tagged. As I did before, right-click on the image and choose Format Picture. Click on Size and Properties. Then open up the alt text and enter in my title and description. Next, let's look at tagging tables and begin with Word, and open up my document that includes the table I'd like to tag. First, select the table, then right-click and choose Table Properties. In the Table Properties dialog box, click on the Alt Text tab. That brings up the title and description fields. So now I can enter that information about the table. For PowerPoint, I'll go to the slide that contains the table I'd like to tag. Right-click on the table and select Format Shape. Click on the Size and Properties icon. Now I can open up the alt text and type in the table's title and description. In Excel, I'll open up my file. First, highlight the entire table. I'm going to do that using the keyboard. With the table highlighted, go to the Insert tab and choose Table. Leave the Where is the data for your table field as is, and select the checkbox for My Table has headers. Click OK. Then right-click on the table and from the menu select Table and Alternative Text. That brings up the Alternative Text dialog box, and I can enter in my title and description. Click on OK. The final part for Microsoft Office is tagging charts. Charts can be very complex and difficult to fully describe in a tag. Let's take a quick look at an example taken from a Penn State web page that covers a good strategy on how to make charts accessible. The page states, "One way to describe a chart is to provide both a text summary and a properly coded data table near the chart. This serves multiple audiences because a chart can show trends, but a table can provide exact data for those who are interested." You can see in the example chart shown here that its tag includes a summary and a reference to an associated data table. Now let's go through how to tag charts. For Word, in my document, I'll right-click on a blank area of the chart and choose Format Chart Area. Now click on Layout and Properties and enter in the title and description. Next up, let's tag a chart in PowerPoint. Open up the PowerPoint file and find the chart that needs tagging. Right-click on the chart and choose Format Chart Area. Click on Size and Properties. And finally type in the title and description. And finally, let's tag a chart in Excel. Open the Excel file. Right-click on the chart and choose Format Chart Area. Click on Size and Properties. And enter the information.